Now it's recording. Yeah. Okay, guys. So factoring. Think of it as dividing, right? So let's always start out with like fourth grade level factoring, right? We're going to factor 12. We're going to factor 12, or I'm going to divide 12. So what number divides into 12? So we could divide it by, what number can we divide it by? 2, 3, 4, 6. Which number would you like to divide it by? All right. Let's divide it by
Any number.
any
Two.
number. 2. Okay, let's divide it by 2. So 12 is the same thing as 6 times 2. Does that make sense? So we divided it by 2, which became 6. But we need the 2. If we divide it, we have to multiply it over here. All right, we can also divide 6, right? What can we divide 6 by? Or what two numbers?
2 as well.
Yeah, you can multiply by another 2 times 3. So factor means break it apart, right? Break apart by dividing it. And this is as broken as is going to be. All right, so this is like fourth grade, and I know it wasn't a very good explanation, but let's try something more algebra. 12x plus 6. Let's factor this. Let's factor it. Let's break it apart. So what number... oh, by the way, I think I hear my echo, so if you want to put your mic off, it might be... Let's see which one it might be. I don't think it's me, but... Hey, Travis, put your mic down a little bit. Let's see if it's that one. All right.
Yeah, all right, I'll turn it off.
Just for now. Let's see if it's... Okay, guys, so what number divides into both 12 and also 6?
3.
3. All right, so let's divide it by 3. So then 12 divided by 3 is 4x. And then 6 divided by 3 is 2. But this 3, we can't just have it disappear. We need to bring it out in the front. Because if you divide something by 3, you're going to make it smaller. But if you multiply the smaller thing by 3, then you make it equal to what it used to be. Okay. By the way, could we also divide 4 and 2 by something? What can you divide 4 and 2 by? What number can you divide 4 and 2 by?
2.
2, another 2. All right. So then this is going to become 2x plus 1. Now this 2 have to come out to the front, but there's also a 3. So these two have to multiply together, which will be 6 times 2x plus 1. Now this is factored. Factored. It's broken apart. It's broken apart, right? As much as it can be. Okay, it's done. So think of factoring as you're breaking it apart. You're trying to for example, like right now I'm redoing my fence in my backyard, me and my neighbors, and we've been working on it for like a long time, since yesterday. And there's a bunch of concrete. We have to break it apart. We have this jackhammer, and I've never really used a jackhammer, but it sounds like this, and then you break apart the cement. All right, so let's do another one. Okay, let's see, 6x squared plus 3x plus 18. So let's look at the numbers first. What number divides into this one, and that one?
3.
3. So let's divide them all by 3, and then put the new answer, which would be 2x squared plus 1x plus 6. But don't forget to bring out the 3. Okay? So if you divide by something and then you multiply by the same thing, nothing changes. If I have $10 and I divide it by 2, I have $5. But then if I multiply it by 2, I have $10 back again. So you're just changing the way it looks. The value is still the same. Value is same. Right? Makes sense? It's sort of like saying I have a dollar bill and I'm going to get 4/4. It looks different, but the value is still the same. If you didn't put the 3 here, then the value wouldn't be the same. Does that make sense? So whatever you divide by, put it in the front, right? So you don't want to change the value, right? All right, keep on asking questions, guys. All right. All right, let's factor another one, okay? Let's factor this one. Okay, all right. What number, it looks like I'm using the same numbers over and over. What's the biggest number that divides into 12 and 6?
6.
6. So we divide by 6. Now, do you notice that they both have an x also? They both have an x, right? So couldn't we divide it also by 6x? And this is going to turn into 2x minus 1. And can somebody tell me what I had to put in the front of the parentheses? What do I have to put in front of the parentheses?
6x.
6x, exactly. Whatever you divided by, you got to bring it out into the front. Now the value is the same. Value is same. And what it means is I can plug in any number and I'll get the same answer, all right? Can somebody give me any number I can plug in to for x? And I'm going to do it for both the top and the bottom, and I'm going to prove to you it's the same number. And give me an easy number so I can plug in. What would be an easy number to plug in?
2.
2. All right. So test out 2. All right. So we're going to plug in 2. 12 times 2 squared minus 6 times 2. This is 12 times 4 minus 12. This is 48 minus 12 is 36. Okay. Now I'm going to plug in 2 for the other one. 6 times 2. 2 times 2 minus 1. A lot of parentheses here, right? 12. 2 times 2 is 4 minus 1. 12 times 3 is 30 what? 36. See? Same value, right? All right, so what I'm showing you is how to break apart standard form, basically, okay? All right, this is actually the hardest thing there is in Algebra 2. I mean, in IM2. But with my help and support and your questions, we're going to take our time, okay? All right, so this is level, like, still kind of easy. And here's a hard one. X squared minus 3x minus 4. Okay. And there's a 1 here, right? Imaginary 1, right? So is there any number besides 1 that goes into 1, -3, and -4? Is there any number? No, right? Do they all have x's? This one has x. This one has x, but this one does not have an x, right? No x. So we can't divide it by x. Does that make sense? If you divide by x, you got to divide everything by x. So this is the hard stuff right here. This is the hard stuff. All right, so in order to factor this, we want to imagine that it came from a box. And you want to do this typically when you have 3 things. 1, 2, 3. Typically, right? And you're going to put a box. Okay. And I'll go real slow here. This one, it came from here. And the -4 came from here. And these two together made us have -3. Make sense? So what we want to think about is what two numbers multiply to -4. Multiply to -4. Let me put the word multiply. You want to think of what two numbers multiply to C, to -4, and add to negative 3. Because these two, we add them together. All right, so what two numbers multiply to negative 4?
1 and negative 4.
Yep, 1 and negative 4. Now, I'm going to actually give you the wrong one first. 2 times negative 2, that equals negative 4, right?
Sorry.
But if you add 2 plus negative 2, you get 0. And we want it to equal a 3. So this one doesn't work. All right, and Nathan, what was the one you said?
Negative 4 and 1.
Negative 4 times 1 equals negative 4. That's good, right? And then negative 4 plus 1 equals negative 3. Winner, winner, winner. So that means that inside in here is negative 4x, and here is 1x. All right, so now that we filled the inside of the box, now we can fill the outside of the box. This is backwards. This is the bicycle, riding the bicycle backwards. All right, so what will give us x squared? X times what? X, okay, check. And x times what will give us negative 4? Negative 4, right? And then x times 1 will give us 1x. So this gets factored into x minus 4 times x plus 1 factored. By the way, what are the x-intercepts of this function if it was a function? What are the x-intercepts of this function?
4 and negative 1.
Yep, the intercepts are 4 and negative 1. The opposites, right? Anyway, and this is why you want to factor this. You wouldn't be able to tell the x-intercepts of the top one by looking at it. You can find the y-intercept really easy, but you can't find the x-intercepts. So we're going to probably take 3, 4, 5 days, whatever it takes for you to practice and understand this. It's going to take some time, and that's okay, all right? You don't have to know it all today, okay? All right, we're going to do one last one, and then I'll get you guys started on the Khan Academy, okay? Let me see if I can come up with a really funky one. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go on Desmos, and because sometimes I make them up and they don't work. By the way, not everything is factorable. For example, 17 is not factorable. It's just 17. There's nothing that multiplies 17 that's a whole number, right? All right, let me make one up real quick. 2x minus 1. Okay, let's see. All right, came up with it. Ready? And I'm going to, y equals 2x squared 6 plus 5x minus 3. All right, so the first thing you want to do, the first thing, see if the numbers, if you can break apart the numbers. If you can divide the numbers. All right, and the numbers are 2, 5, and negative 3. So is there any number that divides into all of those perfectly? No. Next, see if all have x's, all terms. This one has an x, this one has an x, but this one does not have an x. Well, I put an x, but no. So that's also a no. Next, you want to do the box backwards. Do box backwards, right? So, which means inside out. Inside out. So we're going to make our box. And in the top corner goes here. Right? And in this one goes at the bottom. And these two, this is the unknown. This is the hard part. That these two, they have to add up to 5. They add up to 5x. Okay. All right. So how are we going to figure this out? Okay. All right, here we go. This is how you do it. So you need a number that multiplies, whoops, put an X again, that multiplies to A times C. A is 2 and C is -3. So 2 times -3, so it's -6. And adds to 5. All right, now let's start thinking. What two numbers multiply to -6? What two numbers multiply to -6? So what two numbers multiply to this? Well, 2 times -3 works, right? But does 2 plus -3 equal -5? No. So this one, it does not work. Okay. So this does not work. What about -3 times 2? Does this equal -5? Also what? No. So what two numbers multiply to -6 and also add up to 5?
6 and -1.
6 times -1, that's equal to -6. 6 plus -1, that equals 5. This is the winner. Yes, winner, right? So that means this number and this number go inside. They go inside the box. And don't forget they have an X too, right? So now that we filled out all of the inside of the box, now we can fill out the outside of the box. So I'm going to pick something new color, something different, green. So in order to get 2x squared, one of them has to be 2 and one of them has to be 1. Okay. Now, x times what equals 6x? 6. And then 2x times what gives us 1/2. 2 times what number is 1? That's a hard one, but it's actually -1/2. That's actually a little harder, but still works. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay, so this factors to 2x plus 6 times x minus 1/2. This is the factor. All right, last question. What are the x-intercepts of this green factored function? What are the x-intercepts? This one's easy. The first one, the one that goes here. What number would cancel out -1/2? What number would cancel this -0.5?
Half.
Half. Good. And what's the other one? What number would cancel 6, but you have to multiply it by 2 first? What number would cancel out 6, but you have to multiply?
Or -3.
-3. There we go. These are the x-intercepts. So we did all of this work. We did all of this work right here to get this answer. Okay, this is easy. But this is the hard work right here. This is the hard work.
Mr. Canunas?
Yeah.
Easy is with an S, not a Z.
Oh, I know. Thank you. I keep on doing that, right? And I think what I used to spell my name. I was like, oh, it's my name. My last name is Quinonez. See, it's easy. It's easy to spell my last name because it ends with easy. So then, little by little, I just kept on putting a Z for easy. Thank you. All right, so let's start. And like I said, you're going to take your time, and I'm going to be very understanding that factoring is like, oh, you have, because there's not a it doesn't, it's not a, oops, sorry about this, it's not, what can I say, it's not like you have to think about it, you have to like try it. It doesn't always work. The first thing you try doesn't work and you have to keep on trying. I'll try to give you things that you can factor, that maybe three things, uh, eventually the third one. um, all right, so let's let me factoring. Okay, here we go. All right, so, and I'm going to give you guys a bunch of cons. So today and tomorrow you could do them, and we may not have a class, or we might just have like an open tomorrow. I can just be here to help out. So I'll give you guys 2 days worth of of, uh, of factoring. Let's do the. Here we go. This is the intro. So let's do. This is the one I wanted right here. And let me assign, make sure I have the correct classes. All right, so go ahead and go to your Khan Academy. And we're going to do some of these together. First, I'll do one on the screen. And I'll give you guys 3 of these in 2 days, because I know they take work. Okay. I'll give you one more. All right, so the first one, and think about this. And this is where you want to get to, by the way. What number multiplies to 21 and adds up to negative 10? So what you want to do, you want to draw your box. Let me see if I have my... Okay, so x squared goes here, 21 goes here. These two add up to negative 10x. So two numbers multiply to 21, and the same two numbers add up to negative 10 for my example. So what numbers do you guys think multiply to 21 and also add up to negative 10? Let's see, 7 and 3 work, right? 7 and 3, 7 and 3, but it's negative 10, so they both have to be what? Negative. That works. So then in here, and I can just even put it here, negative 7x, negative 3x. So that means this is going to be x minus 7, x minus 3. So I'm going to put in parentheses x minus 7, parentheses x minus 3. All right. So this one, all they need is the side, the width. So then if you draw your box, you know this is x squared. This is negative 72. You know one of them's 8, x and 8. So then you just got to figure out the rest. So this is going to be x, this is going to be 8, this is going to be... Now these two added up to negative x, right? Because they have an x. So that means this has to be negative 9x, and this would have to be negative 9. See, there's a little bit of guessing here. So then here I would just put x minus 9. All right, so you guys are going to have to try this out, and then you can project your screen and show me, and I can help you, okay? So let's try this together. All right, so whenever you need help, you can just say, and then you can present your screen, or you can tell me, and I can write it on my screen. So give it a try, everybody. I'll find the third one. So these 3, I'm going to give it 2 days for these 3. once I find the third one. Give me a break. 1 second. So remember, factoring is like the reverse of multiplication, okay? Oh yeah, this one's actually the easy one right here. This third one. And like I said, don't hesitate to ask questions, guys. It's just tricky. And the signs have to be correct too, right? There we go. $12x squared, 8, 12x squared, 8. Greatest common factor. So this one's greatest, which means the biggest number. Oh, wrong. Greatest would be... Oh, it has x squared. Darn it. Caught me on that one. And some of these, it's way better to do it on your paper, as you can see it. All right, Gavin's done. Nathan's done with one of them already. Good job. Okay. Don't hesitate to ask questions, guys. I'll be here for a few minutes. And then for
Mr. Community.
Yeah, go ahead. Amon.
Oh yeah, I had a quick question. So, I wasn't able to make it yesterday, and I think that's when you introduced this. So, can you like give me like a brief summary?
All right. Are you? You should try this one first. The GCF factoring. Try that one.
Okay.
So the GCF factoring. Go ahead and read me one of your screens, and then I'll. What does it say? Or you can also click present, and it'll show me your screen. In the bottom, it'll say.
So, yeah, it says which expression is the result of factoring the expression below by taking out its greatest common factor? 8x to the second minus 24 equals question mark.
Okay, so what two numbers multiply or divide into 8 and negative 24? Just look at the two numbers. Right, 2 works, right?
Yeah.
But you want to think of the biggest one. Does 4 work? Yep.
Yes.
Does 6 work? No, right? 6 doesn't go into 8. How about 8? Does 8 work?
Yeah. 8, yes.
That's the biggest. That's the one you want to use. You want to use the biggest one. Okay? So you need to divide everything by 8. So this is going to turn into x squared minus 3 but don't forget to bring the 8 in the front.
So would it be 8x or just 8?
Only 8, because 8 is the only thing we divided by.
Okay.
Now look at this one. Look at my screen. Pretend that the 24 had an x, right?
Mhm.
That means this one you could divide it by 8x because they both have an x. That means that x's cancel out, right? So then this would be 8x times x minus 3. So you can only divide by x if they all have an x.
Mhm.
And when you divide by an x, one x will disappear. Okay. So that's the idea. Try that. So is there an answer for this one? Like 8 times 8x minus 3?
Yeah, so
yeah.
the answer is 8x to the second minus 3.
Right. So factoring by the greatest common factor it means the biggest number. Okay, you could have divided by 2, but then you could have still divided that by 2. So you got to keep on going until you can't divide anymore. All right, and then somebody else had a question. Did anybody have one? I think you and Amar were at the same time asking. And like I said, you're going to have 2 days for this, guys. So don't spend too much time on it today, right? We're just introducing it today. And then tomorrow you're going to work on it again, okay?
I have another question.
Yeah.
So the second problem is asking, so it gave us already the greatest common factor, which is 6, but it's asking, it says, what is the width of the area model?
Okay, so therefore what is the what are the numbers? 6?
So it's 6x to the second minus 18.
Okay, so that means you need to find inside is x squared minus 18?
6x squared minus 18, yeah.
Got it. So therefore, all you need is think of the box, right? Like that. But this one is actually only a 2. It's only this part. So if you have a 6 here, then I'm going to change colors. What number times 6 equals 6x squared? X squared, right? All right, and what number times 6 equals negative 18?
3.
Yeah, and it's a negative 3 too. So put the negative, right? So this is what they're asking for.
Oh, okay.
So they're basically asking you, 2 times what equals 12, right? The missing what?
Yeah.
So they're giving you what they multiply to and one of the numbers. So you got to figure out what the other missing number is.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else have any? So like I said, take your time. You might have more questions tomorrow. This is in my opinion, and also many students' opinion, the most kind of challenging, but it's doable. Many students have gone through this and done fine. They survived. Let's see here.
Oh, by the way, have you heard of the extended school closure, like all the way to the end of the year?
I haven't heard about that yet. All I know is that we're gonna be done instruction on May 20th, right?
Yeah, I got last night I was sent a text saying that school closures were gonna extend all the way to May 28th.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Which is what I expected I expected that since the very beginning, by the way.
So how are you gonna do like final exams?
We won't do we're not gonna do final exams. I'll just give you guys some like open-ended questions. They're basically I don't want you guys to stress out. I want you just to learn, just to try to learn, so that for yourself, that when you get into your IM3, if you do most of the assignments that I assign, all the notes, then you're going to get an A or a B. So
Yeah.
our motto is, we're not going to harm your. This is hard enough as it is, so we don't need to give you a final or anything like that.
Of course you say like this is harder than like regular school, but I'm so far doing better than before. But
Yeah, what's interesting about this is that it's you're more concentrated because there's less distractions, right? You're focused. We're not here, telling you to put your phones away and all this other, management stuff that I would always get stuck doing. Right here, we're focusing
Yeah.
on the math, and it's, right? In class, we have, yeah.
Although my problem is that my mind's kind of reverting to summer instincts at this point.
Yeah, yeah. But we're almost there. I mean, we can, it's only a month away, and we're only going to have 4 days of classes. We could totally do this. But my goal is that not only are you going to pass IM2, but that you're actually ready and actually will do well in your next classes.
Yeah, hopefully when the year starts up, school closes.
Bye, Mr. Candace.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Bye, Mr. Candace.
Bye, guys. So if you want, just pause the math, and then we'll continue tomorrow. All right.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave the chat.
Thank you. All right, bye, everybody.
Minutes doing con stuff.
No problem. Yep. Don't spend too much time on it. Just a little bit of
talked
time.
about how the con website kind of sounds like Con from Star Trek,
Yeah, Con. Remember that part?
Like,
yeah, that was my favorite. Right?
From both the Wrath of Khan and Into Darkness.
I've only seen the Wrath of Khan. I didn't even see the other one.
Oh, you never saw the reboot trilogy?
No, I should watch those. I bet you they're on one of the. Whoops! I gotta close this off. Yeah. One of the, maybe like Amazon or something has to, right?
Sadly, they're not on movies anyway, because Paramount's one of the few studios that haven't converted to movies anywhere yet.
Oh, I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah.
All right, Travis. Have a great day. All right, bye, everybody. Yeah, don't spend too much time on it. We'll continue tomorrow. Okay, bye.